Hello and good Monday morning to you, my twinkle light Santa whiskers of tiramisu cookie crumbles. It is I, Hallie, with today's weekly reading book review. My voice is shot. It's the holidays and I've been working a lot and doing a lot of retail, which I love, but it's a lot of talking to people. So I'm gonna do my best to get through our weekly reading book review, episode 4, for this merry, jolly, very cold December. The first book I finished this week is The Book of Stolen Dreams by David Farr. As I mentioned last week, it was a little too political, too intense for me for a middle grade. Not that it's bad, but again, being a grown-up, we bring a different vision to this. So for a kid, it's probably great, it's probably fine. My personal preference would be to reread Ruta Sepetys's brilliant historical fiction, I Must Betray You. It's just my personal recommendation for, if you want to overthrow a government, that's one way to do it, as I did in Romania. Again, so that Ruta Sepetys, highly recommend. This was a little bit magic, a little bit strange, great cover. It just wasn't maybe for me, but whatever. Here we go. Okay, the next one I read, I actually said I might read this next, and I actually did. This is The 13th Child by Erin A. Craig. This was a YA release earlier this year and happened to get mine in my December book of the month box. And it is a dark fairy tale. Our protagonist, we meet her as a young child, and then as she grows through her teenage years, her godfather's death, and takes a little longer to claim her than her family thought she would. So she's kind of the outcast as the 13th child. Death trains her. Okay, I'm not gonna give spoilers. Anyway, it was wonderful. Totally got sucked into the world. It wasn't so high fantasy that you couldn't follow it. She does not fall in love with death, which is a trope that many successful and wonderful and enjoyable YA books have, but there might be a slow burn romance with somebody else, and I just loved it. So definitely PG-13, probably most of it for like some of the healings. Some of it wasn't terribly grotesque like that Jack the Ripper one that I could not even read the first chapter of, but there's a little bit of medical stuff, so if you're squeamish, just know that you might have to scan some passages. So 13th Child, Erin Craig. Not as terrifying as the cover, but definitely macabre, dark fairy tale, and I loved it. I loved it. Erin Craig, 13th Child. It is a whomper, but I read it in like 2.5 days because I didn't want to put it down. Okay, the last one I finished. This is Take It From the Top by Claire Swinarski. This is middle grade. The cover looks a little more YA, but it is middle grade, quick read, dual perspective of two BFFs in their time at musical summer camp over the course of 6 years, 6 summers. So there are socioeconomic discrepancies. There are, that weird, like, why did our friendship change? And I'm mad at you and I don't know why, and it's too hard, and why can't we talk about this? There is family trauma. One of the girls who we get her first person perspective, the other one's third person. Very interesting from a craft standpoint. One's first person present, one's third person past tense when we go back in time. Anyway, her older brother is like a Broadway superstar, and her dad has become his manager, and her mom has passed away, and her dad's like super focused on her big brother's career, and everyone thinks she's where she is because of her brother or, her money, whatever. But she is like stage fright, petrified, but the camp director for the musical of the summer, Wicked, we'll talk about that in a second, hears her singing in the craft cabin after she like totally bombs her audition and casts her as Elphaba. So it's like, what do I do now? I can't sing in front of people. And so that summer journey of familial pressure, as well as overcoming stage fright and friendship issues. So really well done, really compelling read, lots of important topics told as a way. It was really well done. And speaking of Wicked, I put it in my stories. I'm just gonna mention it again because it's everywhere. I loved the movie. So good, ridiculous, it's just great for all its quirks, and that's a different blog post and a different whatever. Anyway, the original book Wicked. Okay, so the musical's been out 20 years on Broadway. Congratulations, Wicked. Great. Made into a movie. Great. The original book is not for children. They may put Ariana Grande on the cover. Don't buy it for your kids. It is very adult, very graphic, both sexually, etc. It's not just because it's a political thriller with trauma, you know. Anyway, so just if your kids love the musical Wicked, what I'm trying to say is I would much rather, just so you're aware of what your kids are reading, I'm not pro censorship, it's just, you know, age appropriate. This is so much better. So for the children's, for the sake of the children's, I highly recommend Take It From the Top. A lot of musical theater, fun behind the scenes stuff, as well as it covers doing the musical Wicked. So great. Okay. Rant over. Currently reading, random Penguin Random House sent me an arc of this book. Comes out in February 2025. I can't believe we're nearing the end of 2024. For better or for worse. So here comes February 25. It's All or Nothing VALE by Andrea, Beatriz, Arango. She has written other books, which I haven't read before. So this is a novel in verse, thoroughly compelling so far. She is Puerto Rican and a champion fencer at her fencing school. But she was in a car accident, and so she no longer knows what her identity is if she can't be best in her fencing club. And she really is compelling as far as she can't understand why her mom went from train to heel. And she's like, but I'm a champion fencer. Who am I if I can't fence like I used to? And there's a new girl who's now the best in the class, and when she comes back from all her surgeries and recoveries and physical therapy and isn't up to peak shape yet. So this is really interesting. I'm curious where that's gonna go. Okay. I'm still binging Gilmore Girls. Just started season 2 last night, which, speaking of, I said this was gonna be short, and I'm still talking. I'm sorry. This summer when I went to summer writing camp, I started making friendship bracelets. So if you would like a friendship bookmark, because some of them are short, so depending on your wrist size, it might just be a friendship bookmark. If you want one, just send a comment below. You know, I've got about a dozen, so the first 12 of you who say, hey, I want a friendship bookmark from Hallie, just let me know. And I'll reach back out, and you can DM me your address if I don't have it, if I'm not already one of your pen pals. Okay, so free friendship bracelets, because merry happy holidays. Okay, currently reading, I told you, All or Nothing VALE, might read next. I have heard amazing things about this little book from my friend Missy. Hi Missy, I think you're off Instagram right now, but Small Things Like These by Keegan, also my bookish bestie writer pal Haley, is obsessed, of course, with Cillian Murphy, because beautiful man. And this is the movie, which she said I'm allowed to watch. It's depressing, but it's not like it's as dark and scary as it looks maybe. Anyway, this cute tiny little book, also it looks like snow on the cover, so that seems seasonably appropriate. We'll see. Okay, pulled this out of my TBR cabinet because you know, it's cozy comfort holiday time. I want to go back to my Disney movies. This is Reflection by Elizabeth Lim, the only Elizabeth Lim book in print I haven't read yet, and my first pre-order of 2025 from an indie bookstore, so I can get it signed and personalized from Books of Wonder, is her new one coming out next spring or summer. So yay, Elizabeth, I love you and all your books. I picked this one up and was gonna pack it for my New York trip a couple weeks ago, and I didn't. This is The Husbands by Chandler Baker, some sort of speculative fiction mystery thriller, maybe, I don't know, can't wait. Sounds great. And I was listening this morning to, maybe it's only 1 or 2 weeks old, episode of The Happy Writer with Marissa Meyer, and this is her latest and her middle debut, co-written with Joanne Levy. It is 2 twins separated at birth who meet at auditions, I think, and then swap families for the holidays. So the one who grew up celebrating Christmas gets to go spend time with her twins family celebrating Hanukkah, and vice versa. So I'm super curious and excited about this one. Again, seasonably appropriate, and loving this episode I'm currently listening to where they are interviewing the 2 audiobook narrators for this book, which, you know, scratchy voice, not the day to say, hey publishers, I want to do audiobooks too. But that is a skill I would love to learn someday, is recording audiobooks. I do read scripture at church occasionally, and I love it. And so I just wonder if I have how to develop the skills to do a full book, you know, for my own someday too. Okay, that's what I'm currently reading, hope to read, did read, am watching. want to send you presents, and I love you. So let me know what stories you're reading, loving, enjoying. Oh, side note, I did see Moana 2. I posted it in a caption. It was terrifying. Apparently it's breaking box office records, but man, I thought it was scary. So if you have sensitive kids like I was as a child, I mean, I had to walk out of the theater of Babar, the movie, as a child. Yeah, the elephant. Anyway, just be warned, it might be a little traumatic. I enjoyed it as a grown-up. I had notes, of course, because everyone's a critic, and especially animation nerds like me, who dissect story and musicals, but it was beautiful to look at. So let me know if you have thoughts on Moana too, because I don't have time to write about them. Okay, talk to you later. Have a wonderful time with your families these last couple of weeks of the year, and I look forward to celebrating more art and stories with you.